1 week out from the Nutrien Equine yearling sales, April 13, starts at 11 o'clock. Aldebaran Park have got, 16 horses going around. Danny Thackeray, thanks for joining me.
No worries, bud.
They're not going around either. They're actually presented at the sales, but we'll go from there. There is officially 14 on your draft as preparers, but you also have 2 from Wyndham Stud in South Australia as well.
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a good draft. One excited?
Yeah, no, it's, it's always nerve-wracking trying to make sure you get them there, in one piece and everything to go right, So we had a few babies have a bit of a snotty nose, let's go through them all, So we had all the usual problems, but they're coming to hand really well, and they'll be presented pretty well, hopefully. Next Sunday. So.
Probably remiss me, they are all still going to the sales because that does happen, unfortunately.
Yes, at the moment, one filly's already been pulled out, but that was early. But yeah, all the rest is ready to go. So,
do you guys get nervous? Like I'm here on a Sunday. Do you and Mel get nervous?
It's not nerves. It's more just hoping you have a good sale. Like Duncan puts so much into the game and that sort of thing, and we try to do our best to hopefully get the best result for him. So, but obviously you have good years and bad years, and different things happen. So, but
on Aldebaran Park, and we want to sell. The experience of owning horses. I think there's enough negativity in this world. You only have to see the positive of last Friday night at Cambridge and what this game can do. And Dunk's won so many races, but he still showed some raw passion there the other day, didn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's very emotional with that sort of thing. He does love the game, So he does sometimes lets out and shows a lot of emotion sometimes. But it was a very good result, and we're all happy for the whole team. So
Yep, and it is a team effort, and I mean he was quick to point out you guys back here. You're still part of that team, even though you weren't there. So you didn't miss much of a night, but you missed a hell of a night as well, if that makes sense. Like it was so going from there. Rightio, we'll go through these. We're going to go through them in lot order. We'll put the videos and the photos up over the top. And we could read the pedigree pages out. Probably just more want to find out just a little bit about each of these horses as we go. We'll give a couple of the updates. There is a couple of important updates on a few of these as well, so we want to make sure that we go through that. But I'll just try and get a bit of a feel. We'll start with your first one, which is lot 234, Aldebaran Jericho. One thing I need to point out to people too, when you're looking at the pedigree pages, a lot of these horses are actually in those pedigree pages already because they've been named. They're listed there, so just be aware when you look at them and you think, there's a couple there that haven't won. One of them is this horse, and they can't win, so they can't race. So
I noticed that when we named them too. I said to Dunk, but he said it's how they do it now. So now they're named, they put them in the pedigree. So
just make sure people are aware of it. Right. Lot 234 is Aldebaran Jericho by Muscle Mass. Important updates there for Muscle Mass, well, 2 of them. He's up to 114 individual winners. We say about a couple of these other horses, they're not making any more muscle masses either, unfortunately. So
these would be the last 2 in the Southern Hemisphere
for sale. So. So that's a pretty important thing. This one is out of Enzino. What a beautiful mare she was. We know how good a mare she was. And there is an update there with Aldebaran Jensen, now the winner of 8 races. I think he went around last night, ran not far from him again last night.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake or got checked or something. Yeah, he was
154.4. Nice horse, this colt.
He's got one of the best attitudes you could ever ask in a colt. Like he's got no malice in him, no bite, no nothing. He just loves people. He's a real laid-back legend. This morning when I was doing his box, he picked up the bucket and he was carrying it around, and I just started shoveling the manure into the bucket while he's carrying it. He didn't even move. He just loves people, and he's got a real cracking attitude. So
which is what you want. The second horse we're going to go through now is lot 253. This is Aldebaran Max, first of the Dancing in the Dark M's for you guys, going through the sales this year.
First one through, He's a little bit of a smaller colt, but he's a nice colt, well put together. And his video was quite impressive. He looks like he's going to go early. Like he was very well balanced and all trot. So, and he's got a good enough bloodlines there that he could be a good little buy for someone, So
Dancing in the Dark M is a great size. I think he'd be 16 hands, but he's that horse that doesn't look an overly big horse either, does he? Like he's that compact.
He's got a bit of presence. He's only a bit over 15 too, I think.
Oh, is he? Right.
When you look in the paddock, he looks bigger. You see him move and he carries himself and a lot. So, but
do you like him, Danny?
Well, what we've done with them, they've been really good. They were, all of them were a little bit sort of wary of you, like a nervous sort of horse at the start. Once we've done a bit of work with them, they really come into beautiful animals, all of them really, So
and this colt's out of Muscle Hill mare, which is a massive tick for people.
Yeah, well, she showed a bit of ability too, and we decided to put her in foal instead of putting her back in work. She had a few issues in the bones and that early, and Chris said that she just wasn't happy the way she was trotting, but showed enough, and then we got too many, and then we just put her in foal, So her race record probably doesn't reflect how at like her ability, you know what I mean? So
right, like 258 is a Dancing in the Dark. Out of Naked Majesty, this is the first of your fillies. She was a great mare herself, Naked Majesty, and she's already leaving winners, which has got to be great.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And this little filly's just a little bit like all of them, you know, never been a bother, you know, moved great in the paddock, eats, does everything you want of a horse getting prepared, you know, so... And it's just a good little winners family, you know. Like, may not have superstars, but they just have a lot of winners, you know. So out of the grandmother Starkers, there's just winners after winner after winner.
I was going to say that, and it's a very progressive family. They keep popping up everywhere. And I think one of the great things about that family, not a lot of trotting trainers have had these horses, like they've been through blokes, and no disrespect.
Yeah.
And they just get the job done.
They do, yeah. So
it's a great little thing. That's lot number 258. Right, Danny, lot number 271. This is the first for Wyndham Stud. We said at the start we're going to go out of order, but they're in your draft, so we'll go through them in the right order. Hughes, to me, he's done a brilliant job. I think he's had 4 Group 1 winners himself. He's had 44 individual winners. And this is out of the Peak Mare Non-Compass Mentis. And Peak Mares seem to be leaving winners everywhere. They're doing a great job as well.
Yeah, they do, haven't they? For, you know, like people... had a few early and they said, oh, how good they trotted, and they probably never really done the job you wanted, but now they seem to be coming through as a broodmare, which is probably just as important as any, you know, so we need these good stains to keep producing on, you know. So.
He's got that great French lines there. This is a chestnut filly. She's a nice filly. You haven't had her that long?
No, she's she only came over from Adelaide straight into the prep, you know, so they settle in well, and she's got a lovely temperament, the filly, like she's been no hassle at all, you know. She's a little bit smaller at the moment, but she has got a lot of scope there to grow, and I think she'll end up being a nice little mare down the track. You know, she's got a great pedigree. You know, like, you know, it's one of the best families in the catalogue, Australian family. You know, so
and a local family, Michael Hayes, and that. So it's a great family. You're spot on. Lot 275. This is a Bay Colt by Dancing in the Dark M. This is for Ashley Haynes, Robert Ashley Haynes, of course, slot owner of RC Phoenix. Does go back to RC Phoenix, but even before that, just got a great family. This is out of ODM Phoenix. Yep.
He's the third colt we've prepared. You know, I've got mixed reports on the first two, as I said, they both show ability, but they've been handfuls.
Yep.
This colt has got a much better attitude. So hopefully he'll be a lot better to get going. Very athletic. Yeah, really like him. So.
Great family. When you got LJK Phoenix and Peregrine Phoenix, both horses probably a little bit quirky. It would be a fair way of putting them. But
it's probably how they've been a little bit. Everyone tells me some of them have been a little bit hard to get going and some just click. But this colt has been a really nice. The other two were very, very bullish and, you know, roaring and that, and, you know, a bit of a handful. Obviously gelding them would probably turn them round really good, but this fella hasn't got the same traits as them at the moment. He's a lot kinder and easier to handle, and probably a little bit more athletic. The other boys are a bit heavier.
And the Dancing in the Dark M must be coming through?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he's a really, really nice horse, this horse. Yeah.
That's lot number 275. Right, lot 300. This is Aldebaran Skylo, another of the Dancing in the Dark M's. This is a filly, of course, out of Sultry Lady. She was a terrific mare herself, 158 time trialled there. She got beautiful bloodlines as well on her side of the family. Nice filly.
It is, yeah. It's really quiet. Like, it could make a kid's pony, this filly. You know, like anyone can handle it, lead it around, do what it wants. But it really showed itself off in its photos and its video. It'll be a really good buy for someone, that filly. You know, she's fully American bred. She's long, gets over the ground well. She's one of Florida floats under the radar all the time, but she will take someone's eye, you know. So
you got that, like we say, 2 for 1 when you have fillies.
Yeah.
You got that Readily Cash and then that Conway Hall, so you're getting some beautiful bloodlines into your family, and it also goes on. Even Aldebaran Fonds there, I looked it up, like 4 wins. A lot of us won't know about it here, but winning in Albion Park and Queensland, which is a tough market to win in nowadays.
Yeah, no, he's come good of late, but we give him to a friend early days, and he just needed time to mature, and now he's ended up going to race on for a while, you know, so he's showing a bit of ability. So,
right, Danny, lot number 300. This is again for Wyndham Stud. This is Bay Colt. I'm going to go with Cruzado Delanouche. Hopefully that is close to it, but Square Peg is a half to Powder Keg, Muscle Hill Billy. This is a great family and a great opportunity to buy a Trixton. There wouldn't be too many Trixton mares around, I wouldn't have thought either.
I believe they're going to be good brood mares too, you know, so we've got one down there, sort of one of my favourites, and I like the foals she sort of started producing, so which was probably actually one of my little favourites from last year, Aldebaran Tucker.
Yep.
You know, won the first 2-year-old, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he had a Trixton mare, and this fella's got the similar types, you know. He actually very, very similar type to Tucker. You know, he moves through a good bit straight-legged and that sort of thing, and great eater. Yeah, no, he's he's come along really good, this colt. So
that's great insight, because there wouldn't be too many Trixton mares down here in the Southern Hemisphere. So I actually forgot about that mare.
She's a Trixton. This fella obviously was a muscle master, Crisha Donato, but he's by Helpers on its way, which is still a little bit different, but. Yeah, Trixton's probably one of the best bred horses to come to the country, like the best two, Andover Hall and Muscle Hill. I think they were both on both sides, two of the best lines,
And then you have, because we have RC Phoenix, Call Me the Breeze.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous the job he's doing. So, yeah, really unique opportunity. Got Powder Keg, Muscle Hillbilly. This horse does sell itself. You even go down that next family again. We were talking about it there before, Skyrocket. Great family.
It is,
Great opportunity for people. That's lot number 303. Better make sure I put that part in there. Right, Danny, lot number 307. This is going to be on a lot of people's radars. This is the Aldebaran Stella, the Bold Eagle. Again, we say about up-and-coming 2-year-olds. Bold Eagle had his first winner in Southern Hemisphere Friday, I think it was, just gone. Kai Valley Ray, I think his name was, from memory. And out of a smashing family, this horse. Massive opportunity for people here.
Yeah, she's a special filly. She's just got She's big, strong filly. She's long, got a beautiful attitude, loves her work and that, and really, you cannot fault her, so...
No, it's an amazing family. I'm pretty sure Murray Time is still the fastest horse in the Southern Hemisphere.
I believe so, yeah. It's going to be a little, the local motive would have got very close, but I don't think he has broke her time yet.
We'll know how many people are listening. They'll tell us we're wrong or we're right. It won't matter. But she's definitely the fastest mare, and she'll be very close to it. As being the fastest, but she's held that record for years, and just a champion mare herself. But the whole family's full of champions. It's ridiculous how good they are.
Yeah.
And she's a nice filly.
It's beautiful filly. Yeah. Just takes your eye. She does.
Lot number 316, this is a Dancing in the Dark M out of Aldebaran Teal. This is Aldebaran Trinity, a bay filly. Aldebaran Teal is one of Duncan's favourite mares, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he purchased her from overseas there, and she got really, really sick. And I think, she was on death's door for a few days, and the trainers literally didn't sleep for a couple of nights with her. And very tough mare to come through with what she had, So, and showed her fair share ability before she got crook, and. And she's a very, very well bred mare that, unique bloodlines, so.
Yeah, and I think that can throw a few people out, and you and I aren't going to confess to know everything about it, but encourage people to get in touch with the likes of Duncan's, Pat Driscoll as well. Plenty of people around that are really au fait with it, and we want to make sure that they get there. Pretty important update there too, though, with Aldebaran Margarita, by Who's Who has actually qualified already, so that's a great little sign as well for that horse going from there. But another of the Dancing in the Darks, and again progressing its way through the preparation.
Yeah, Margarita come home, she just was just hanging a little bit on the bends, and we'd done some x-rays, and she just had a few little green spots on her knees and stuff like that, so she just needed time.
So she's getting time.
So she's back in work now, showed a fair share of ability, but just wasn't happy with the way she was trotting, so you could just feel that, I never drove, but they could feel that she wasn't at her best, so they just said want to give her 6 months, and so she's back in work now, and she'll do a really good job. She was a real smart little man, so.
It should be one of those ones that'll be winning in 2 or 3 months. You'll be kicking yourself you didn't buy the horse. So, we'll make sure they get there. Right, lot number 326. This is Aldebaran Zeke out of Honor Streak, and out of the Muscle Mass mare Xenia, another great mare, and of course out of that same Starkers family.
Yeah, great winning family. I really like this colt. I've liked the previous two, and they've all showed a bit of ability. They've been beautiful horses to prep. A few of the trainers have said they've been a bit of work to get going, the previous two, but this fella, hopefully, he won't be like them, but he's just a sensational animal, eats, and he's just great to handle. He loves his work, strong, doesn't even turn any hair when you work him, doesn't sweat, he's a really, really nice horse. So
I'll wear a couple of hats. The other one's blue, this one's red. I've seen quite a few of them, and they seem to have a good attitude, like good work ethic.
Yeah. I hope that's what they all like, because that's what this fella's like too, So I believe he's got the brains to go early, and his gait was, and his trot up was good enough to, suggest he's going to go early too, So
yeah. Lot 335, this is a brown filly. This is Aldebaran Angela. You don't want to listen to what goes on off air. This is another of the Dancing in the Dark M's, and we've got to say he's, the 4th fastest horse of all time, I think, to come to Australia. Is that right?
and probably the fastest, well, was the fastest in flesh, I think. Yeah,
yep,
so.
to be standing here, and he's staying here, and there's plenty of demand with his semen as well. But out of the Muscle Hill mare, another of these Muscle Hill mares that you guys have got, it's ridiculous. But Aldebaran Arania, I'll go with, and this is only her first foal. How did I go? No good by the looks, but I'll go close with it. Ariana. Okay, Ariana. This is only her first foal. This is one of those ones definitely in the pedigree page. Be aware that it's this horse here. But then comes out of that Aspen Glow mare, and we know how tough a mare Cold Sister was.
She was a great mare, and
yeah.
I've liked this filly from day one as a young'un. We were gonna. I tried to recommend it to a few people, like as one of my favourites again, just as I did with Aldebaran Tucker to a few last year. You pick out a favourite. It might not be the expensive one or the best bred one or whatever, but she's got a lovely pedigree, and she's lovely to handle. I just like the way she looks. She's got that sort of head which is more a little bit like a colt's head. I like a filly who looks like a colt sometimes.
Yep.
So but she moves really, really well in the paddock, and yeah, she ticks all the boxes for me for one of the ones that not going to be the most expensive, but still should make good money. We hopefully makes good money.
Hang around at the end of this. I'm going to ask him one curly question. We'll keep going through these for the people that are looking for them and are trying to get an update. Aldebaran Archer. Now, I know this one you were pretty keen on as well. This is lot number 337. I'll have the videos going over the top. He had a wry little grin then when I said, don't you worry about that. She's had this is only her third foal. One foal is only 3-year-old and older, and that horse has been able to run. That is Aldebaran Able. He won it as a 2-year-old. And then Aldebaran Vera, some massive updates there with her now the winner of 12 and just shy of $200,000, which is an amazing figure for trotting mares especially.
She's done a great job. When John Bootsman sort of bought her and that, and I recommended to Marg Lee, and they asked me what I thought, and we broke her in, and I said, yeah, Mel done a lot of driving with her, and she just floated beautiful over the ground when we worked her, and some of the trotters, like their attitude and all that can make a difference. She just, I don't know, when we weaned her, she was different to a couple of the others, just seemed that bit smarter, that bit this and that,
Yep.
And she still had her quirks even as a racer horse, but they're a highly strung family, the Sky Valley's family.
Yep.
But they can run, so.
And you like this colt?
Yeah, he's real smart too, like he's a little bit nervous, like he takes a little bit to trust you, but he always comes straight up to you. He does it and he goes, I don't know what we're going to do today, but
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a real kind horse for a big strong colt, so
yeah,
which I like that about him. I'll be very disappointed if he can't run. So
that was 337. We go now up to 342. This is Aldebaran Aurora. This is another of the muscle mass, the only two muscle masses in the sale of filly. Instead of the Sundon mare, so that's another massive tick in Aldebaran AM. Another one that I know Dunk's very keen on, Aldebaran AM.
Yeah. I think she's a special filly. She's not massively tall, but she's a lot more like a mum. She's quite solid, well built filly. So the two previous colts were quite tall and a bit lanky. We're going to take a bit of time, but this filly I think might be a really nice 2-year-old. She moved exceptionally well. Got a good attitude, and she's strong enough to go, now, so.
And you need Sundon in that family. It's quite interesting. I was just looking then back at the page, got Speedy Crown Arndon double up as well, so that's a massive tick, and gave me a massive sign of speed.
Been a lot of good horses with Sundon in the pedigree. They've been fast and strong, and so.
That's lot number 342, Aldebaran Aurora. Right, Danny, now we've got lot number 353, Aldebaran Bobby. This is by the Canterbury Hall horse in Pastor Stevens just up the road. Out of the Readily Express mare, this is a unique opportunity considering you've got a Readily Express stallion, you've got a Readily Express mare here in Aldebaran Lavissa.
Yeah, she had a fair share of ability. The fitter she got, the wheels got spin a bit on her, and she only had sort of a full throttle. You know. We worked her for a little while, and she showed a hell of a lot of bottom, so I think she's a chance of being a really good broodmare. This is her first foal. He's a very attractive fella, he's a real smart looking colt and strong. Made no real worries, hopefully he doesn't light up as much as her,
And then your second dam's had 3 for 3. Aldebaran Brook, Sky Valley Muggsy as well, winning a 3-year-old just recently as well. So
and Brooke looks like she's going to just keep stepping up in the grades.
Progressive
all the
horse.
Time. She's probably started off a little bit slow, but always showed a bit, but just keeps getting better.
It's quite interesting. You can go back. It's an Italian family on the, well, it's an American family, Italian family. Then you got a Sweden family, and then you got Norway. You got every. It's just about what do they call it? World nations, or anyway, people will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, unique opportunity there. And Cantab Hall horses are doing a great job here in the Southern Hemisphere. People really like them.
Well, if you see his trot up too, like he was very well balanced. Like you nearly couldn't make him canter. You know, he just went out and trotted, and he trotted with a fair bit of presence too. You know, so he
Right, Danny, lot number 356. This is Aldebaran Byron. I love his name. I think it's one of the best names you guys got this year. Out of the Dancing in the Dark, by Dancing in the Dark M, out of Aldebaran Bridget, a Muscle Hill mare. Be aware, this is the first foal, even though it looks like it's had one other one there. This has only been named.
Yep, first live one. So
it's a great family, isn't it?
It is a good family. The Maori Glory family, and that. So you know, we sold King Ignite.
Yep.
You know, a few years ago. You know, and he turned out to be a great horse, plagued with injuries, unfortunately. And I just think this horse is something special. You know, he's just got that presence about him. He is a bit of a handful. You know, he hasn't done anything wrong, but he's always threatening to, you know, just bounce. You know,
he's got a bit of pizzazz about him.
He does, yeah. So, you know, if he's handled well and broke in well, I think he'll be fine. You know, so
can't be more honest than that.
No. But as I said, he is a really lovely horse, you know.
Yeah, I know you've been very excited about him. It's quite funny, that second dam, she only had the 6 foals herself. 4 of those are race, 4 have won, all good winners. Like, I mean, it's a great family of producing winners, and as you said, go back to Murray's Glory.
Have a make a go. Like, they, besides probably King United, who was plagued with injuries, a lot of them were raced on for a long time, you know. Poppy was one of the first years here. We sold her for next to nothing. I think she went for 3 trainers and ended up winning 100,000. You know what I mean? It just kept getting better and better and better. You know, so it's one of them families. You don't, hopefully you're not impatient, but they just tend to get better. You know, so. But he does look like he'll go.
Right, Danny, last for your draft, Aldebaran MJ. This is a tactical landing filly, which is a massive opportunity for someone to be able to purchase. One out of the Cadabra mare in Mason's Magic, Aldebaran Miley, Aldebaran Miss City, a bit of Magic, Aldebaran Marshall. There's winners all the way through it. It's a great little family already, starting to get better and better, but the tactical landing's got to be appealing.
Oh yeah, and she's a beautiful filly too, like very attractive. She's, you know, got perfect conformation. She's got a beautiful head. She's really broodmare quality, really, you know. So with her being a good racehorse will be only an asset to her, you know, breeding prospects, you know. So, but obviously that's a little bit of a hard word these days, breeding with.
Oh well, it is.
But yeah, no, well, what can I say? Like, you know, it's a good filly family, obviously, you know, and she's probably the best type the filly the mare's produced, you know, so. Just
massive, isn't it? Like when you say there, you're right about it being a good fillies family. You got Aldebaran Miley's left, Mason's Magic left 3 fillies that really above average. Then you got something about Mari, champion horse herself as well.
A bit of Magic's probably started to.
And leaving winners as well. Like it's just great family, massive opportunity. And again, Muscle Hill horse, tactical landing, leading horses like Carl and those, tactical approach. You know, you don't have to guess what sort of stallion he's going to be. He's a superstar.
He's going to do a good job. And this filly, Duncan really likes her, and you know, like he would like someone to appreciate the bloodlines, you know, like he does, you know, to breed on with and that sort of thing. And you know, Duncan loves the racehorses, but he really loves the broodmares too. And we're trying to give people the opportunity to get into these bloodlines that they never normally would be able to, you know. So she's definitely one that's a big chance, you know. So
right, the draft. When do you guys get down there? As it just gets a bit windy, but we'll be right.
Hopefully early Friday afternoon, you know. So try to get there so some people can have a bit of a look around before they have the barbecue and all that sort of thing, if they still do it. Will you parade them on this Saturday? Whether we have enough hands to do all of them, we'll do as best we can.
And get them through.
You know, probably do the little colt from Adelaide. Ashley Haynes is one, and then you know what Dunk would like of his put through. So see how we go. Because we do have a couple close, so it makes it a little bit tough. But we'll have plenty of stuff on the Sunday, but we might be a bit light on to do them all. But they'll be all there presented, and people are quite welcome to come and look at them, and hopefully we can help them out. So
we're recording this on a Sunday. I think I've said it a couple of times to both Duncan and even with Bardo. You know, Shep trots every Tuesday. Give you guys a call this Tuesday if you're coming through. They're going to be here for inspection, but you know, if you're watching this, we've still got right through till Friday, as I said, to come out and inspect. Great place to come and see them here and see them again when they get down the sales complex. It's a smart
people
way.
To come and see them even before we start their prep in the paddock. You know, a lot of the trainers used to do that a bit early, and now with the videos, like we try to have good videos so people can see mostly everything they need anyway. But I still encourage people to see them in their own environment a little bit sometimes, you know, because not all of them, but you'll get some of them there. They will change a little bit under stress down the sales, and people go, oh, I don't know, but if you see what we see, you know, you forgive them for those little indiscretions sometimes, you know. So, and
you probably get the opposite too. Like, and you know, I'm sure yourself and Mel are looking forward to seeing it. You said there a couple get a bit warm, and that they might go there and there and just totally absolute gentlemen, and you see that. Or
some of them, you know, I think they do just get sick of the routine, and then they look for things to do just to play and that, you know, which, you know, probably drives us mad, but they enjoy it, you know. Yeah. And they get down there, and then some of them change one way, and some will go the other, and you know, but. It's a good activity for us all to do, you know. So,
mate, thank you. Mel's sitting back there; she's enjoying it. I'll give her the heads up. She'll be interviewed on Friday at the complex, so we won't worry about that. And go from there. But please, anyone who wants to get in touch with you guys, aldebaranpark.com. All the contact details are on there. That's the easiest way. I'll put a banner up. I've got a banner with everyone's numbers on it anyway. But give you guys a call. You will be there Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday, Sunday. Sale starts 11 a.m. We want to make sure people are aware that you've got a couple in early and a couple in late, so it'll be a long day for you guys.
The last lot
as well. So
the first one's in the last, I think.
Yeah. So it's going to be a long day. We want to make sure people are there and get in touch. Get in touch with the team at nutrienstandardbred.com to get all your .au.com.au to make sure you're registered as well, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate you taking the time out on a Sunday.
Thank you.